Earth continues to be my favorite film. My personal favorite film is Heaven on Earth. I mean, it just moves me. It as a subject, it moves me greatly. As a film about women's empowerment, gender is something that is very important to me. Equality is important to me, but women and when they come with identity and immigration, I mean that's I'm very intrigued by that.
हौसला रखी डरी ना
देखो सरदार जी रॉकी लिए की चीज आई है
रॉकी कुड़ियां वांगू क्यों शर्मा रहे हैं 4 लाख की
ये तो फोटो ना भी सोहनी है
हाँ जी
ज्ञान ध्यान किस कर्म न जाना सार न जाना तेरी
अपने मापे जरूर याद होंगे होंगे ना
मम्मी जी जिद करने लग गए इसलिए ले आया
फिर आराम करो
आप एक कमरा और ना ले लें
फिक्र ना करो मम्मी जी ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਤੇ ਪਾਪਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਥਾਂ ਹੈ
You need help.
You take care of yourself.
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਮਾਰਾਂਗਾ ਚਾਂਦ ਤੂੰ ਬਸ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰ
तू कौन है
कि मैं वो नहीं जो तू चाहती
एक की वे हो जाता एक पल तोला एक पल मासा सिटी कामना विच इन्नी ताकत होती है कि वो इंसानी रूप उतार के साडी जिंदगी विच दाखिल हो जाए
नरक भला स्वर्ग तो जिथे मिले ना आदर मान
I think that the reason I moved from documentaries to feature narratives was because I liked writing. Even for the documentaries, I found myself writing a lot of the voiceover that had to be, and I said, this is interesting. What happens when you write something and what happens when you edit it. That's when a film happens, I felt. And it seemed a natural step to go into narrative filmmaking because, first of all, you can control it. You can have characters who can say what you want them to say. And I like that. I enjoyed the aspect of that. More control is the answer.
Days, I think 9, 10 days, we were together, all 8 of us, and we did things which would make us connect as a family, and we were really bonded together.
Fall in a file in the sector. Come in a file. Now can you all start saying your name in different ways? Different sounds. Continuous. Continuous. Your own name. Continuous. I always tell the actor.
For different reasons, different films have been most challenging. I mean, Water was most challenging because it was shut down. And I mean, this was the first time I dealt with Hindu fundamentalism and that machinery that actually uses you to further their own ideology was really scary. But then to remake it 5 years later was fantastic. It said something about resilience. It said something to me about the power of passion and the power of perseverance, and it also was a very important film because I remember when I left India after Water, it was horrendous. When the shutting down of Water was, I mean, I was vilified all over Indian press, and and the death threats, and there were police and with the military around the house, and I couldn't go without security guards anywhere who carried AK-47s. I hadn't seen a gun in my life. It was horrible. So when I sat on the plane to come back to Canada, I remember I think it was an Air France flight, and I sat there and the plane took off, and I actually burst into tears because I felt I was coming home. I had never thought of Canada as home. And at that very minute, I really realized that home actually meant safety. And it changed the way I looked at Canada. So for me, Water is a very important film for many reasons. One is for the film itself, and one is for what it did to me personally and my relationship with Canada, you know. Heaven on Earth has a strange beginning, if you can say that. I was asked to do a documentary on domestic violence and immigrant women in Canada, to direct it. It was produced by somebody called Naomi Weiss. And one of the women that I met was a Sikh woman from the Peel Health Center called Amandeep Kaur. And she was one of the women I focused on because she was a survivor of domestic violence. And now she has, she was bringing up 2 kids by herself. She had a horrific life with a husband who used to beat the hell out of her, but had the courage to leave him and the joint family and make a life for herself. And the more I got to know about Amandeep, and she was one of 5 subjects in the documentary. And when we finished the documentary, I really wanted to do a film somewhat based on her life. But, and we talked about it vaguely, and I thought, yes, it's vital that we do it, because the thought that struck me was that here was a woman who came from a small village in India and had no network. Domestic violence, abuse knows no class, knows no culture, knows no geographic boundaries. It happens across the board. But what's difficult for immigrants when they come here is they don't have what people who live here have, which is a network or that can help them. They do not know where to go and what to do. Many of them haven't heard of shelters even that exist. They have no clue. How would they know? There's nothing that they know about that's available to somebody so that intrigued me, and I thought at some point I really want to do a film of that about her life. It's a very interesting time for me, and I think that if I had to do it now, perhaps it wouldn't be that easy. I had just been nominated for the Academy Award for Water, and it was like the offers that were coming my way were enormous. And, whether it was Focus Features or whether it was a film with Al Pacino. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that was happening. And one of the things that I really, I sort of made that choice to do was a film with Focus Features, which they wanted me to write and direct, based on an American woman who marries the Prince of Korea. And they're really rocky and a very interesting relationship, and what it was like for her to go there, and his own qualms because he was half Japanese. And it was a fascinating subject. But along came this. And I think I met Preeti then, and then it just started escalating. And I found myself, Focus got really irritated with me because I found myself actually, giving all my energy to this little film which probably would never do well. Nobody wants to go and see a woman get bashed up. I wasn't making Star Wars for sure, which wouldn't do well, but maybe would. I thought maybe it would be helpful. So I made a choice, which actually has affected my career. the charm or whatever that you're used to doesn't touch her feet. I don't know what it is, but it's just, I don't know what it was. You tell me.
स्टिल इट वाज क्योंकि जो चीज़ मैंने देखी है, जो एक्सपीरियंस किया, उसको करने में मुझे समझने में बहुत टाइम लग रहा है कि मैं जानता हूँ कि मैं नहीं था, फिर भी
नहीं बिल्कुल सही, बट माँ ने कहा ना व्हाट इज रॉकी, जो बात हम रिमेंबर बातें कर रहे थे कि रॉकी इट हैज टू बी वेरी, उसने कहा कि चलो पी ले रम पी ली।
गली गली घूमे।
ਲਵਲੀ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫ੍ਰਿਜ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਦੁੱਧ ਫੜਾਈ।
ਆ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ?
ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ, ਜਾ ਤੂੰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖ ਮਾਜੀ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ। ਮੈਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਆ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਹੱਥ ਨਾਲ ਸਿਰਫ 2 ਜਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਛੁਇਆ ਹੈ।
देखा तुसी, इन्हें मन लिया, सुन रहे हो, कह रहे 2 जने। कौन ने 2 जने?
ਇੱਕ ਮੇਰਾ ਪਤੀ
ते दूजा
ਦੂਜਾ ਇਹ ਸ਼ੇਸ਼ਨਾਗ। ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਝੂਠ ਬੋਲਦੀ ਹੋਵਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਨਾਗ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਲਵੇ।